Hey guys, how you doing? Clear Blue Realty coming back at you with another video. Do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So I'm doing this video today off the cuff, just off the head today, because I'm pretty excited about this YouTube journey, and I'm glad that you guys are here to share with me on this journey. But I just got to tell you, what this channel is for. This channel is for people who are going out there trying to get into real estate, people who are going out there trying to increase their income, and just looking at ideas and what they can do in order to bring in that extra cash flow. And that's also why I'm here. But I'm here to share some of my information. I'm here to share my journey going through real estate. And I tell you what's really amazing about this YouTube journey that I am traveling down. Because originally when I came to the YouTube channel and I started the YouTube channel, I said, well, I need to get my social media presence out there. I need to, if I'm going to get more real estate, I got to get out here and just start to, develop my platform, talk to people about what's going on in real estate, and try to get people to come to me. And I got to be honest, that has totally shifted. Well, not totally shifted, but it's substantially shifted into just put the information out there. See if there's some people out there that you can help with your information, with your background, with what you've learned. Because even though you go into YouTube and you see so many people putting out content, important content, powerful content, there's still not enough people out there who actually can see the benefits of doing this. So years ago, I used to do a business with my father. I was doing an ATM. I used to set up ATM machines in New York City. And I remember, like, hey, you know what? Let me go on YouTube, because we had to take this ATM machine and like do a tie strap and tie it down to keep it from moving around. And I was like, well, I don't even know how to set up a tie strap. I did it when I was in the military, but I was like, how do you do the tie strap? And I was like, let me just go on YouTube and pull up a video. This is over 10 years ago. And I went on YouTube and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, so that's how you take the strap, and that's how you loop it through the and then ratchet it down. And I was like, I just learned something that years ago I would have to go to somebody who was experienced or try to find a manual on how to do a tie strap and how to loop it. And I was like, I did that in a matter of 2 minutes. What we're seeing right now is the ability to just like learn so much information in a shorter, more condensed period of time. Yes, it is important to read, to be able to understand a manual on how to put something together. But if you can see it and learn it in a matter of a couple of minutes, as opposed to have to, flip through pages, and now the ability to absorb and gather multitude of information in such a short period of time is amazing on this platform. And I said, I want to be a part of that. And now I didn't come in with the intention of really just getting on this channel and just putting my energy into building something here. I was like, well, let me just get my presence out there. Now I'm like, no, this is something that is transformative. This is something that can really branch out into so many different areas. So I'm really excited about this, and I just had to share that. There's a vibe. Like I watch a lot of the Manosphere content, and it's actually benefited me, and in my relationship and in my family, a lot, because I get to get so much information out there from other men that I can't meet in other places. And I get these different opinions and these facts and these pieces of data that I'm able to piece together and put into a concept. And I say, this is how it goes. This is how things are working. This is the heartbeat, the social heartbeat out there right now. And I'm not by myself. And then it flips over to me trying to build this channel, the Clear Blue Realty channel. And I'm like, I'm not the only one out there doing this. Let me try to look up some information. How can I build up my channel a little bit faster? How can I get to that next level? And I'm not the only one out there trying to do it, but it's all for the benefit of other people. You building your platform is for the benefit of other people, because somebody else is going to come in here and say, hey, I want to do that. So, and the other thing too is that I think there's a lot of people who, especially in my age group, I'm 46. I think there's a lot of people in this age group who just don't get it, because when I come off and I start to talk about this with other people in my age group, the energy is not there. And the energy for me has always been here, but I dealt with a lot of people that I talked to, and they were just like, oh yeah, but you have to do this, and how do you make money? And I don't, people will come looking for you. I remember I talked to a guy years ago, a friend of mine, and he's like, well, how do you make money with this YouTube thing? And I didn't know. I really didn't know. How do you build it? How do you develop it? What level can it get to? And I got to credit the lead attorney. So this is a plug for you, lead attorney, for this. When my channel gets big, you'll say, hey, Brentis threw a plug for me in this video. But the lead attorney, going through that history of where he started and where he got to, and him starting out this channel as a hobby, and then now he's at this point where he's like, well, look, it's not a hobby anymore. I'm doing it on a regular basis, but I'm kind of comfortable where I'm at because I'm doing okay. So I would have never known of the benefits if it wasn't for him. So I got to thank him. And right now I'm in the baby phase. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get monetized. And so I'm growing this every day. But then I went and looked at another video today, and it's like, hey, listen, go through these steps. Take these. You want to get to at least the 35 videos. Put 35 videos out there, and that's what gets the algorithm to trigger. So there's a little tidbit for you guys out there who might be looking to see if you can get your channel off the ground. But I'm really excited about this. I just got to let you guys know this. And the other aspects of it, like, hey, look, I'm filming in my car right now. So me filming in my car, I just went and I talked to a place where I said, hey, this has a much better background and it's a little bit more private because I have other challenges and other limitations. But this is the growth and the development process. I'm still more focused and concerned on the real estate side of things, because as I posted another video just a little while ago of how well you can do in real estate, but hey, why not do both? Other people are doing both, right? So that's, I wanted to share that energy with you guys and just talk about this whole social growth that's out there. And look, if YouTube was out there years ago, I'm telling you, we could have been so much further ahead as far as the information, just getting a social vibe to know what other people are talking about, how they're looking at things, what they think about different topics that are out there, and just knowing. And the other thing that a lot of people in my age group don't get is really getting out there to thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. Like, I see some of these channels where they actually have 1 million subscribers, and I'm like, whoa. I remember the friend I had, he would go, no, man, no, you got to be careful what you say, and you got to be careful what you do. And I'm like, but you don't even have a platform. I was like, what you scared of saying something? Nobody knows what you're talking about, because it's not like you have a platform where you can influence 200,000 people. I was like, Yeah, then if you can influence 200,000 people, then you're saying some really abrasive, groundbreaking things that can be disruptive. Then I would think someone will be paying attention to you. But nobody's going to pay attention to you if you can't influence 1,000 people. So, and he was just like paranoid. But anyway, I think that this is, and you know, a lot of you guys who are younger, like, hey, look at this old guy talking about YouTube. Oh, YouTube is old. It's been out there for a long time. But the power and the impact of being able to be an influencer out there, to me, this is something I've been thinking about for years. And I was like, I never thought it was possible. How could you influence people if you had these thoughts in your mind that you were like, that was so, you were so passionate about, but you just couldn't reach people. You couldn't connect with people. So anyway, the main reason why I wanted to talk to you guys today was about the real estate business itself. And yes, I am a black man in real estate, excuse me. And one thing I wanted to share with you guys with going into the real estate business is the beginning phase. Just like this is the beginning phase of being on YouTube for me, the beginning phase of being in real estate is when you learn the most. And I think on YouTube, this is going to be where I learn the most. But the beginning phase in real estate is when you learn the most, and you have to dive in. I had so many questions getting into real estate about where my customers going to come from. What should I say to them? Where's my script of what to say and how to say it? You really have to experiment with just diving in. You have to experiment with going and showing a home to someone. You have to experiment with trying to do a listing. And I have to admit, I haven't done a listing yet. I still have so many questions, but I've been dealing with a lot of buyers. I deal with a lot of buyers on the buying side. And the learning curve comes from the actual being hit with questions. Like, how long does the process take when I buy a home? And then you're sitting there, you're like, well, I don't know. But you want to have an answer. Hey, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you with that answer. And then maybe you ask somebody in your brokerage, like, hey, how long does the process take? But just so you know, the process typically takes 30 days when you have a conventional loan. When you have a FHA loan, it's about 45 days. Can they go longer? A short sale can take a minimum of 60 days, 90 days. So those are a little bit of tidbits. Why does it take that time frame? 30 days. Title search takes about 2 weeks just to do title search. Your attorney review takes 3 days. To get an inspection done, you could get an inspection done the next day. But the whole process with a conventional loan takes about 30 days because you got to get the mortgage commitment. You have to get the house appraised. You have to get the title search done. In the meantime, you're getting the inspection done for the home with the buyer. You're working with the buyer. Then there might be things that come back after you get the inspection done that need to be fixed or repaired. And then you got to negotiate with the buyer and the seller on what they're going to come up with to pay or to come up with a credit for those repairs. They might say no, they don't want to do any repairs. They might want to back out. So it all depends. But you're looking at typically 30 days. FHAs take longer because the FHA is a government-backed loan. So they're a little bit more diligent when they get an inspection done to make sure there's no safety concerns, because it's a government-backed loan. They don't want a home buyer who's coming in there and having deficiencies and issues with a home that they have now gotten backed by the government. They want to make sure that those loans are solid, that they go through the process. So that's what I'm all about here, talking about the process you're going through as a real estate agent and as a home buyer, a home seller, dealing with the mortgage process. That information, I want to get that information out there. So, and also I'm a black man, and like I said, I don't see a lot of black men in real estate itself. I don't know the statistics on it, but I have a lot of opinions about that. But I dealt with a family one time who was going out to look for a home. We went to look at probably about 15 homes. One tip I want to give you guys about going out and looking for homes for a family. There was a brother, there was a son. The son said, me and my brothers, we're looking for a house for our mother and our father. They worked for their whole life for us and put us through school. We want to help them get a house. One bit of advice I want to give you guys, make sure that when you have a family who's looking for a house, you lock in on the lead person that you're going to be dealing with. You don't want to be dealing with 3 and 4 people. One brother sending you houses, another brother sending you houses. You got to work on a point of contact. And that's one thing I learned about real estate with working with people, working with buyers, and even I'm pretty sure with sellers as well, is that you have to lock in on one client, one person, and you have to talk to them and let them know, I would like to deal with one of you when it comes to the homes that you guys want to see. A point of contact where, hey, I found the home. And there was also a language barrier between me and the father. The father wanted to be the lead, but the sons were saying, well, this is the budget we're working with, because they were the ones who were actually coming up with the money to help the father. They were the ones who actually got the loan. The one brother was a co-signer on the loan, and the mother and the son were the co-signer on the loan, and the father wanted his name to be on the deed. So the father wanted to be taking the lead and saying, oh, this is the kind of house that I want. And the son was like, nah, that's not the house that we want. We want it to be in this budget. We want it to be in this particular price range. And that was a nightmare. And it caused a lot of confusion. It caused a lot of friction. So I would find a house, or the brother would send me a house. And then I'll say, okay, this is a house. Let's go take a look at it. We get to the house. The father would go, nah, I don't like that house. I want a gas stove. Why you keep on sending me these electric stoves? And I'm like, well, I didn't know that you wanted a gas stove. Your son is the one who said this is a house that you would like, and so I took you here. So there was a disconnect between the father and the son, and I had to work all of that out. Make sure you deal with the lead person and establish that. When you see there's some confusion building up, you say, hey, listen, guys, I want to get you guys together. Let's have a talk. All right, your son is sending me properties, or whoever it is, the daughter, whoever, and you're saying that you don't like these properties. So I need for you guys to be on the same page. I want to deal with one person. And I got to be honest with you, it created a lot of confusion, but eventually we locked in on a home. The father got upset with me on some occasions. We locked in on a home, and they realized that the homes that they were looking for were not going to work well with the loan that they had, because they were dealing with a FHA. So the places they were going into, the neighborhoods that they were going into, the FHA loan was just not getting accepted. So what they did was they started to come up with more cash. And when they came up with more cash, the buyers started to, okay, well, hey, you got an FHA, but you have $50,000 to put down. Okay. So we started getting a little closer. But this is when fatal flaw happened. We got a deal on a house. They were going to be putting up $50,000 cash. And this is another mistake that don't make. So we found a place. We got the deal. The deal was accepted. We were about to go into contract. The father said, once again, the father stepping in after the sons had done a lot of the work, because the father had already seen the house. The father said, I like this house. I want to put an offer in on it. We put an offer in on it. The offer was accepted. The son said they want to come and take a look at the house. So after the father said, hey, I like this house, and we put an offer, it was accepted, then they came and they said, the son said, we want to take a look at it the next day. And So we went to the house. And that's why I said, look, we could talk about racism, we could talk about being black, but there's a certain protocol that you have to follow as well in business. And I'm not saying that there's not racism out there. There is racism out there, but it's all in how you conduct your business as well. And I said, look, it's not a good idea at this particular time to go and take a look at the house. But the son said, hey, we want to go take a look at the house because our father's trying to make the choice. And we don't want to just go make the choice without going to see the house. The house was nice, okay? So they were kind of second guessing his decision. And I said, if I knew now what I knew then, I would say, hey, you guys wait a couple days after we're into attorney review. And then if you want to go and take a look at the house during attorney review, after we're already in the process of being under contract, and make sure that the homeowners are not there when they go to the house, because I hate and I don't like getting the buyers and the home buyers, the buyers and the sellers into contact with each other until we are under contract. That's one of my rules. There's no need and no reason to get the home buyer and the home seller into contact with one another before we're under contract, because they might not like each other. They might look at each other and go, no, I don't like you. I don't like what you're about. I don't like how you dress. It could be, I don't like your skin color. Who knows, right? But that is, to me, something that you can add to the equation that does not need to be added, because you're buying a house, you're selling a house. You don't really care who the person is, why you need to meet. And it created conflict because they get to the house, we get to the house, the seller is there. They see each other. Okay, blah, blah, blah. They take a look at the house. Everybody leaves. I get a call from the listing agent. The listing agent is like, yeah, after we had already negotiated, he said, listen, listen, the seller wants to back out the deal. Why? Just want to back out the deal. The father was very loud, outspoken, and I believe that there was some cameras at the house, and when we were just there by ourselves, and that's the other thing, make sure that your buyers or your buyers, when they go inside of the house, they keep their conversation professional. When you see them start to steer out of the lane of professionalism, you say, hey, listen, there could be some cameras in there, so we might not want to, let's keep it to do you like the house? Do you not like the house? What do you like about the house? Business, all to business. Keep it all to business. When you're out somewhere else, free space, not inside of the person's home, have your conversations about whatever you want to talk about then. It's not the place for idle conversation inside of the house. They might have cameras. And I think that he might have said something, made some inference about he's having a tough time finding a house, and he thinks that racism is involved. And he said those things. And I think that turned him off. You don't need to see the owner. You don't need to see him. If it happens by mistake, that's another thing. And so that killed that deal for that house. Didn't go through. And that was like house number 10, 11, 12, something like that. So my 2 tips from this video I want you to take from this is, number 1, don't go to a home after you have a deal in place. Don't step inside of that home until attorney review is done to go and see. I mean, look, if you're not sure about the deal, you try to set up a time where you can get there where the homeowner's not going to be there. Set up that time during attorney review while you're already in attorney review and the deal has been accepted. And just keep it to those points and try to don't deal with multiple people when you're trying to work on a deal. Deal with one person, maybe 2. If it's a husband and a wife, you understand the husband and wife both have input. but not 3 and 4 people, not a whole bunch of brothers and sisters and one stuff like, I don't like this, I don't like that. Look, deal with the point of contact. Tell him, let them talk to me. Some people might not like that, but you're going to diminish your chances of accomplishing the goal by dealing with 3 and 4 people. Anyway, hey, look, I'm sorry. The video went a little bit long, but I had a lot to say. I'm really excited about YouTube. Just want to let you guys know. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button, comment, subscribe. I'm going to have more content for you on this particular real estate topic. Thank you, guys. Stay positive. Keep your head up. We're gonna blow this up, man. We're gonna make it nice, presentable, nice background, nice music, all that stuff. See you next time, guys.